Maybe you felt this way, maybe you haven't. There's a super common belief about confidence. It's a topic I talk about a lot. That if you just had more of it, if we just had more of it, we finally do the things that are important to us. For some people, it's deciding on something important or starting a business or having a conversation. And it's through that idea that maybe you finally or we would finally be the people that we actually want to be. There's something that I've noticed many years with working with many different individuals is that you don't really even have to be confident to take action. You can not have a ton of confidence and still be moving. And on the flip end, some of the most confident people never do anything. They do nothing at all. So if you think about these two extremes, it raises an interesting question. What if confidence isn't the thing you've actually been missing? Think about that. This could be really powerful if you truly think about it. It's debatable, but confidence gets a lot of attention. And we look at having that as the starting point, that's the prerequisite, to how to act or, I got to have more of it to move the needle. But confidence usually isn't really the cause of what we're speaking about. A lot of times it's the result. Confidence is truly, we need to reframe that. Confidence is something that's earned through doing and not something that's built in before you begin. When the actions you have are consistent with your intentions, the self-trust grows. And when the trust grows and when that compounds, confidence tends to follow. So I see a ton of people making a mistake of trying to chase confidence and thinking that's what they need in the beginning to get things done or move the needle or close the gap. So think about this. Every time, if you sit around waiting to feel confident before you actually do the thing, the gap that I speak about gets wider. Because what's happening is you're letting a feeling dictate a future, waiting on a feeling to dictate your future. But every time you move forward, even just a little bit, with peace of mind, even when the confidence is not there, it's a small act and a small step to begin to close that gap. Nothing has to do with you immediately feeling like a different person. You can feel the exact same confidence level or not, but you ultimately become a person that you can rely on. It's an important distinction. A confidence, again, it gets a lot of limelight, gets a lot of credit, but I feel like it gets too much of it. But just ask yourself, how much can you depend on you? How much can you trust your next decision? And as that trust grows, it can lead to a completely different life, completely different. So confidence comes and confidence goes just like the wind. But self-trust compounds and it can stay and it can last. And that relationship with yourself is what matters most. And working on that relationship is what matters most. And in that way, that's how confidence can grow. One step at a time, little progress at a time is all that matters. So every week I explore why people, get stuck where they are, and I explore how they can close that gap between who they are today, who you are today, and who you're capable of becoming tomorrow. I'm Darren. Forward.